girl Garcelle is out today. Garcelle, we miss you. You better hurry back and come back soon. But, y'all, we got some legends in the house today, and I'm not playing around. Our guest co-hosts today are a Grammy Award-winning duo who helped change the face of hip-hop as one of the first all-female rap groups. You also just saw their story told in the Lifetime original movie Salt and Pepper. Everybody, give it up for Salt and Pepper! Hey, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Good to see you.
So good to see you guys. Yeah. All right, now, ladies, we got a lot to talk about, okay? So are you ready to keep it 100 with some of us?
Are you ready?
All of us in Girl Chat. Yeah?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, boy.
I know, I'm ready. I can feel it. First up, 22-year-old Chloe Bailey has only had her own Instagram for a month, and she's already dealing with a lot. Recently, Chloe posted a video in a t-shirt and underwear burning sage in her room to spread some, quote, positive vibes. But then Chloe was met with the opposite of that, receiving lots of comments sexualizing her body, which she hadn't been prepared for. So Chloe took to IG Live in a very emotional video to explain how all of this is affecting her. Take a look.
And I've been really insecure for a long time. And I'm finally at that place where I have self-confidence. I'm not gonna cry. And I'm really happy that I get to share that with you all. And I think it's so important and so special when a Black woman can be strong and stand in her power in every single way.
Ladies, what are your thoughts on what Chloe's going through?
I happened to catch that the other day, and as a mom, it really hurt my feelings because I thought about my daughter. I also know that when child stars grow up and they begin to become adults and explore their sexuality, people have a hard time with it. They want to keep them in that box that they're used to. And I can relate to this because with Salt and Pepper, as Pepper knows, sometimes when we got super racy, on None of Your Business, in the mud and getting a little more sexual, even though I was raised in the church. So I always had in my mind, what was the line, what was too far. But I also wanted to explore my sexuality as a woman, my power as well. And I think that, she probably feels sad because that's a natural thing, but she also wants to be accepted. And as we know, social media is a bullying place. People can be super, super mean. So I feel really bad for her. But I think that, as she gets older and grows into herself, then she'll get used to it like we all are, used to being bullied on social media.
Yeah, I think she learned there is a cause and effect. I mean, she was saying she was insecure, but she is beautiful. And unfortunately, she has over 1.4 million and people are paying attention. She didn't think, but yes, they are. And I think this is just a lesson learned for her to see that they are paying attention. Maybe not in the way that she would like, but it's an eye-opening unfortunately, and she's 22 going on 23. She's a young girl experiencing that your image is important because it did affect you and people are watching. So what you put out there cause and effect, So like I said, my daughter, she's a good girl going grown. My daughter's the same age. So I'm experiencing the good girl gone grown thing.
Not good girl gone bad, good girl gone grown. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm glad there were a lot of supportive messages to her, like Halle Berry. A lot of people sent out supportive messages to her, trying to encourage her, because I think when we all saw it, we felt bad. I personally think it's a bunch of jealous-ass women that's mad because she 22 and young, and they worried about they dudes. I mean, it's calm down. She's 22. Yes. Let her live her life. Stop being jealous and get on the treadmill and get your booty together. That's what I say.
Social media is a mean place, and most of them coming from locked accounts. All those locked accounts.
Exactly.
You have to consult these days sometimes. I'll be before I post anything, I'll have a whole community. I'm like, is this good to post? Are we good? It's
right. No, you're right, because Peppa, It's not only that, I think it has a lot to do with the platform and also right now what's going on with the culture. Like if you saw a woman who was, barely dressed or maybe even like a piece of art that's like a body bust, somewhere in a museum, we wouldn't tend to just immediately sexualize it. We'd see it for whatever the artist meant for, to depict it. But if you put anything near naked on the gram or you show anything that shows skin, all of a sudden Instagram puts a subliminal of sexuality on everything because we do see a lot of sexuality on Instagram. So even when a little girl, or not even a little girl, I'm sorry, but a young woman or a woman, any woman who is, bearing thighs, wearing a bikini bottom, whatever, it can't just be a woman wearing, a t-shirt and panties. It has to be a sexualized thing because of Instagram. And I also think, I know this is crazy, but I also think because the body of a Black woman is so beautiful in its many ways of curves and lips and thighs and these things that we always point out, now you can't see a female body just for being a strong female body. It's always got to be a sexual object. And so that's the sad thing about these young women who really is doing what a lot of us love to do, is dance and sing in our own private time or in our own, comfort. But because of Instagram or social media or the way a woman's body,
Society.
a Black female body,
Jeannie,
society has to go and just make it a sexual thing.
Jeannie, I get that, but you know what? They just mad. Okay, at the end of the day, they just
and
mad.
immature,
This happens every
immature.
day on Instagram. On Instagram,
But y'all want to
there's
hear
all
a
kind of
completely
beautiful
different
women.
perspective? Would they be having these kind of comments if that was a 22-year-old man in his room dancing around in his boxers? No, it would be completely different. It
Especially a
would be like
22-year-old man who is white.
Oh, it would be completely different. So let's bring that into perspective. And why is that? And why, as a society, do we, one, over-sexualize women just in itself? And then two, you're right, women of color, absolutely. It is a very real thing. We over-sexualize these women. But I think this is a teachable moment overall. Because even just seeing how emotional she was, I think at some point we've all done things that we look back and we're like, I wasn't ready for that, or I didn't expect that kind of reaction, or I didn't expect for people to view me in this certain way because of something I did, or something I wore, or the way I danced, or something I posted. So I do think, I'm glad that she's being so transparent, because I'm sure that there's so many young women out there that can relate to what she's saying, that like, why can't I be close to God and at the same time, be confident, but I want to dance around and do both of these things? And I love that she was almost having that conversation out loud with herself. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. And again, it's a teachable moment, because at some point she may say, you know what, I recognize I'm not emotionally and mentally prepared to deal with this kind of backlash. So maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
As an artist,
They just mad.
Yeah, but
Y'all keep talking. They just mad.
exposure.
Okay.
I get it.
Now, before we go to break, we just want to pay tribute to actor Dustin Diamond, who passed away Monday at the age of 44. Dustin is best remembered for playing the lovable and geeky Screech on the high school sitcom Saved by the Bell. Dustin had recently shared his cancer diagnosis with the world, and it was reported that Dustin tried his best to stay positive while undergoing treatment. Many of Dustin's co-stars shared tributes to him on social media this week, honoring his memory. We here at The Real want to send our condolences to Dustin's family. Thanks for making our childhood a little brighter.